sake of those who... So again, good evening sa inyo from the Department of Agriculture. Anel and Kier Manatane, and also Jerwin and Teresa. Si Mary Rose, di lang ko sure kanina kay Mary Rose, no? Nag-attend. Kasi supposedly ang klase na mo is between 2:30, and I move all the classes into one every evening. So I hope if it's not really okay with you to have this time, so you may chat in the group chat, no? So which time do you prefer? So anyway, this is just 45 minutes na session, and it's automatic. Ayaw mo katingala nga if after 45 minutes, maski wala tayong mga goodbye or good evening, mag-turn off na siya and automatic na siya, and we will just continue in the group chat, and that is to actually time limited by Zoom, and also to give us talaga exact time na to consume. So far sa course guide, kasi dalawang section kayo, so 1 out of 5 already finished reading the course guide. Hopefully you have read it, and also in the second section 10 out of 15. So introduction naman at saka sa most of you as well, so have finished. So right now we're going to before we going to the first topic, no, which is about, so ito yung mga prelim final natin, and I have just prepared up to final, up to midterm pala. So itong prelim natin ay course guide. Ito yung first activities ninyo, and I hope you have answered the questions, no? May dalawang questions dyan. And now we're going to have introduction, and I will actually, this is a self-guided na lessons for Creeper, but then we will still meet once in a while like this, and every MWF every 8:30, or if you prefer we can start at earlier 8 o'clock or whatever, no? We will just agree. And before I start with introduction, let me remind you again of your deadline. So although ang deadline natin is for this summer class pala is just for almost 2 months now, 1 month and a half, I guess. So before you finish that, yung ating main exercise and main requirement as your exam ay actually itong research proposal and review paper. So have you received na in your message or notification this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so nabasa niyo na din kung ano itong research proposal. Although hindi niyo pa gagawin ngayon, but I'm just giving you advance so that you can prepare and also you can internalize it before, kasi it's not easy to write a paper, and some of you in the first meeting we had, you had actually have actually stated your expectation, which is to know how to conduct a research, and but this subject will only focus on writing the research paper itself, and we may not have much time to conduct a research, but then I will still discuss on how to conduct the research itself. So meron kasi tayong ibang subject for that, and that is research methods or research something. So anyway, so ito yung sample proposal. You just click this one. So ito yung paper called 28 published 2018, and it's entitled uh, kalimot ko. It's processing, no, workup processing for food security. So that is just an example, but you can have your
Sorry lang,
own and your
huli.
yes, our gel. You can choose your own topic or project, no? Kasi this would be a preparation for you to have your OJT or OIP or whatever you're thinking about. You can also do research. So you can start right now, no, and think of it. And so you are just going to make a research proposal with its budgetary requirements. No, I was talking about review paper, but this is research proposal pala. So this sample research proposal is somewhat like the FPA protocol, if you know, the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority. So you just click this one now for the sample. So i-click lang siya kay ano siya, more na siya something. So naka Google Drive ata ito. So this is a sample protocol that you're going to make as well. So this is an experimental study, but before that, we're going to makagdala ka. And with the budgetary requirements, so ito yung kumikita ang kabuhayan ko dati, no, as a fertilizer researcher, and also your Sir JP. So we are partner on that. And you're going to make one, but we're still going to discuss this one. I'm just giving you ahead of time so you can prepare yourself. Now, what else? Quiper essay. So ito na yung review paper that you need to make or to write as publishable. So, good evening. Hi, Ivy. Kumusta dira sa... So, hi everyone. Sorry, I already started because we're going to make use of our 45 minutes. And the sample, this is a sample review paper. Yes, you may just butt in if you have any question, Carla. So this is the sample review paper that I am talking about a while ago. No. Hopefully you don't have problems on accessing the links. It's all in the Google Drive. So ito yung pinublish ko last time in 2018 sa South Pacific Journal. So you can make you should be able to make it before you can have your final grade. You should be able to make this one, no? So this is an individual requirement, and that this is to develop, if not yet develop, or if develop, enhance your writing skills. So it's not easy actually to make a review paper. It's also the same with making your review paper. If you have done a literature or review of literature. So, and there are instructions here, and these are actually journal links that you can submit your paper. So although I do not require you to totally submit, but at least you have made it following their format. Any of these journals you can check. So you have a little bit of experience on how to do it. And so far, so again, I remind you of your upcoming na mga deadlines. Although the deadline will still be, everything will be on its end of our summer class. So before I proceed, do we have any questions or clarifications? So actually, I am not. I am not counting your no your attendance, but I am checking. I'm still checking it for evaluation purposes and also additional scores later on. So, do you have any question before we proceed with our first lesson? Kasi last time we talked about the course guide and all the topics that we're going to discuss. So, maybe you're already ready. So, wala na pangutana. So, may I proceed? So, this our
And so far, ma'am.
okay, good. So, the first and foremost our topic is to introduction to research paper. So this is what you're going to see. Have you checked this one already? I guess 10 out of 15 finished this already, but for this sake, nabasa na ninyo ni, diba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so when we say research, no, it is actually defined as intensive search with the purpose of becoming certain. That's what research means, or a systematic investigation into reality to gain knowledge. So it's actually from the French word searcher, no? That's what make researcher is. So next page. Actually, this is the main structure of a research paper, which is normally composed of a composition, introduction, body, and conclusion. But into parts, these are composed of the abstract, introduction, thesis, literature review, or the review paper that would serve as your exam. The methods, results, discussion, conclusion, references, and appendices. So have you done a paper review before? Nakahimo na mo sa una? Anyone? John Paul?
Yes, ma'am.
Nakabo. Unsay imong title?
Ano, ma'am? Organic control for eggplant fruit and shoot borer.
Wow. Kinsa imong advisor ana, or is it part of the subject?
Si ano, ma'am? Si Sir Sab pag senior high.
Oh, really?
Warlito Sabado.
Ay, abi lang si Sir Sab na Zacarias.
Ay, dili, ma'am. Senior high pa man mi ato, ma'am.
Okay. So why did you choose agriculture over other topics? Kasi nga mag-agriculture ka, no? So, did you conduct the study really, or do you just make some secondary data or research? So anyway, so all of you must have experience already, right? Just a simple research report. So why is it that research is very important, in every country or around the world? So there has been a lot of countries which are leading in scientific publications that include science and engineering articles, which are peer-reviewed journal publication. As of 2018, syempre yung mga Chinese ang pinakamadami, so they are they have the highest population. They also have the highest global share, followed by, of course, the ever United States, and followed by the India, which is second most populated, and Germany, of course, Japan, UK, Russia, Italy, and well, Philippines is always still in its developing stage. But why is it important? It's because it's part of actually having a publication is part of the technological advances. No, it's one of the rating scale where an indicator of the economy of a country. So it's not only about the money, the amount of um, money exchanges in every country, but also in terms of technology and publications. So that's why it's really important for every Filipino in the academe also na mag-publish din. So, and if you become a scientist or a researcher someday, it's an effective communication. Effective communication is an essential part also of a scientific endeavor. So like John Paul, no, you said you have made a research paper on that, but then um it's not yet published, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it still doesn't make sense, no, if you only keep that knowledge within yourself. So you must share it, make it readable, and make it um publishable. So if you know ResearchGate, kabalo mo ResearchGate, sometimes when we Google search and then we find some articles that belongs to a website known as ResearchGate. So I'm one of the fanatics there because I just started there. I cannot even remember when, but it shows there. So there was one time that I'm searching for an article entitled on a particular topic, and I need to sign in or to log in into the app para makakuha ko ang article. And that's how I started my publishing career, charot. Now, so if you're going to check um, my name in Google and in ResearchGate, so you will know all my publications there. So technically, there are a lot of avenues for the communication of science, no? One of which is the journals. And yun nga, yung gagawin natin, yung end product natin is a review paper. And then we also,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
Kana mo access mo sa imong katugon sa imong mga na-publish na article, ma'am. Kailangan pa ba may magkuha na nag-accounts na mo, ma'am, or naka-public lang siya sa mga kuan?
um, if kailangan ninyo siya, if, if kailangan ninyo siya i-ano, like, kailangan ninyo mag-login ng account ninyo if i-open ninyo, pero you don't need actually to log in para makita ang like for example this one account na ako or anyone na naka like na ay publication or someone like for example Piman Sunday, which is a close friend of mine. So if i-search mo yung name, makita nimo siya. But if you're not logged in, dili nimo mabasa ang iyang mga publications like this one. No. So these are
Yes, ma'am.
publications.
Thank you, ma'am.
Example lang na. So going back, so going back here, ko. Here. So actually, it's our first time to use the Quipper for this purpose. So, yeah. So we also have short communication. Now, those are just like in magazine or if you have no LinkedIn. Have you heard of that? It's also a social media, but more professional. So, pwedeng short communication, just like in Facebook, there are pages already from different academies, no, and there are something like advertising mga short communication. So, it's just like announcing that Elon Musk have a new electric car coming, something like that. So, of course, you know Elon Musk, huh? Hello, Ivy. So dili sa tamang katulog ha. Actually naghulat ko klase no katulugon kay ko. So this is still a long way, so please bear with me. And also if you attend to conferences no and papers and conference papers and posters or conferences, or if you're going to have your own thesis, although you're going to have OJT, but it's just simply like a thesis as well, um, and also what's tawag na, research are also thesis. Book or chapters, if you are a writer, no, and you want to make a book of your own biography, for example, or anything or related to your work or as an agriculturist. And then annual reports, like for example, you have a particular project, and like if you belong in the Department of Agriculture, those are examples of annual reports, yung mga accomplishments nila. And there are also working papers, no, like updates sa mga recent projects and researches. Or newsletters, no, like the Agriculture Magazine, no. Supposedly sa inyuhang school, you need to have a newsletter, no, in the association of unsay kuan ninyo, unsay tawag na publication ninyo sa students sa RMC. Do you have one? So I have not heard yet of that, but usually na and it should have for every academe. And project proposals and reports, if you have funded reports, of course, and also websites, no, there are a lot of websites that are very scientific and more on research reports, or blogs and discussion groups, like blogs in the Instagram, blogs in Facebook, and other social media. So what are these research? Hi, Mary Rose.
Good evening, ma'am.
So sorry ha kasi shit, come on. So we actually move, if you were not informed, we move the schedule every 8:30, or hopefully we can have earlier 8 o'clock. So we are now on this topic, research journal. So what are this? Research journal, of course, you are very familiar. It is where your scientific papers are published to communicate something new or original information from every scientist. So it's an original research. So it means you really did that research by your own, and it doesn't mean that it's something new, but um, at least it's an additional knowledge to what has been published before. So as long as you don't publish your research output, whether it's original or by means of scientific or secondary data, so it will always be undiscovered. No, so that's why it has not been done or published before when you publish your research in the journal. And it's the most common way, or they called common organ of communications for science. And they say if you're a scientist, you publish or you perish. So the publication is actually a measure of success for for promotion, for reputation. If you become an academician, or if you become instructor someday, hopefully, so you and also become although if you are in the company and you are in under research, or you are in DA but you're under research, so it's a peer reviewed publication. It means when you subject your research paper, submit mo sa journal, so there are experts who are going to read through your paper and give comments and suggestions. So it's just like when you have your panel defense. And produce information exchange, advanced knowledge, and open up new opportunities for research. Like Like who would know, no, na the this what do you call that? BT corn, BT eggplant. So it is a product of research, and now it's being used all over the Philippines and all over the world. So now this is the reviews that I am talking about, the research review paper that you're going to. So what is this? It is the um it's a write-up where the reader is led to the frontiers of science in the area covered. So like when you talk about food security, just like I have given example. So or if you talk about Filipino farmers, for example. So ano yung mga information na nag-gather mo about this or about that topic. And it's actually a summarize of all the aspect of that field that you're choosing, and it will be able to develop logical arguments until they end in a new hypothesis and speculation how they may be tested. For example, so you because of that review paper, you have come to a hypothesis that like using organic agriculture or organic fertilizer can actually still increase yield while avoiding mga chemical residues. And this will lead to new areas of research which must be testable and must be supported by facts. But this is not just like an enumeration or a catalog of facts. So kailangan i-explain mo na in your own particular words, but not actually writing their original idea. You just interpret existing facts and theories with a particular field with the intention of explaining that field into other workers that are closely allied fields of investigation, which is more meaningful or much more converse to others, no? So what are these again? Short communication. These are just preliminary result of a project. Parang nagbigay ka lang ng pang announcement. Then one perhaps like for example one season result or result na hindi medyo importante but still interesting. Like for example, ano na yung update nung Abaca project ni Sir Sab, or ano na yung update ng Golden Rice as of now. So it has been Golden Rice until now has not been released, but it's still under study and I don't even know if it's still going to release. So have you heard of that Golden Rice? So chill lang mo dara ha.
Wala, ma'am.
Wala.
Wala pa din.
Wala pa may kuha na naong golden rice, ma'am.
So actually, it's one of the biotech or biological technology or what they call that GMO project in since nasa atin ang International Rice Research Institute. Do you know that Erie is in the Philippines? It's an international organization, and Philippines is very lucky. Although we are not the top producer of rice, it's Vietnam. So, but then, long time ago, we were one of the hosts. We are one, and until now, the host of the IRI or International Rice Research Institute. So,
Ang GMO ng kuan, ma'am, golden rice.
yes, and they are actually still developing on that. Oh my God, we're running out of time. So, ganun lang kadali ang 45 minutes. So usually yung short communication usually varies, no? So there are also conference papers and posters. Now I will not explain into details. So have you been in a conference before? Yan, and so wala pa. So hopefully no, when you become agriculturist someday and you're going to hopefully mabalik ang mga in time that COVID will disappear for a moment. No, so actually I'm very fond of conferences, and the first one I had was on 2012, I guess, in China. So I have been, I guess, mga 40 conferences, dili kay ko addict, no? And I have presented a lot of paper, even pandemic, ito yung sa uh, sa time sa pandemic na and virtual na lahat. So it's where I present my paper and also posters, no? And I'm very proud that I even won the best poster. No, this is with regards to my project in Abaca. Yan. And also I went to several places like New Zealand and Spain, no, for just to present a poster. Charot, no? And also thesis. So if you are going to graduate in a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, or if you're going to proceed to your master's degree and hopefully PhD, Mary Rose, ha? O si Ivy karon pa man ta ka na no, na student. Hopefully mag-PhD mo someday. So,
Pwede mo sabihin, ma'am.
ayaw lang po ng, ha? Mary Rose?
Sana all kay ma'am.
Ayaw lang po PhD na panghabang buhay na dalaga, ha? So theses are actually an evidence of research, testing particular hypothesis, and you will know much of that later. And usually, if it's novel enough, usually it takes like 5, 6 or more years, and it is lengthy and usually extensive review of literature. And so kung makita mo mga thesis or it's actually all the researches no in master's degree and bachelor. So right now since BAT yung course ninyo, you are not actually obliged to have research thesis, but your OJT, as I have observed, actually are somewhat social dili siya qualitative researches already, but although they are like OJT sa inyo, but then when you report it, it's just still a form of thesis. So that's why it's a good practice now that you know all the styles of writings. And this still gonna be published in the library or into tidbits sa mga journals. So I also made some books here together with Sir John Paul. And it's a book. It's not really a book on very basic topics, but applied topics on like nutrition in pomelo, and also having out of research. And annual reports, because I've also done a lot of projects before in Abaca, Pomelo, Dorian, what else? And also like, that's why I'm encouraging you when you graduate, you also become a part of the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority researcher. Although you will enroll in a training, like 1 week training, and then after that you're going to have your examination. But when you got your license, every chemical company will be considering you to be their researcher, and it will cost you. It will you will be paid by amount on that. So kumikitang kabuhayan talaga yan. I vouch on that. So usually if it's funded by Picard, as you can see, Picard, usually yearly na siya, no? And they have its own format for the annual reports or working paper technical report, just like a preliminary report of a research that you're doing, and later develop into a whole full report. And also newsletters, no? Even like I've said, kanang sa tawa na, newspapers. So this was in Samoa, everything in Samoa. So sikat kay ko actually to, joke lang ha. And because just a small country, but they have maybe wala na sila isubutang sa ilang newspaper. And they have few newspapers kasi, unlike sa atin na ang dami nating newspaper, You know? So hopefully the college could also have one day a newsletter, no? Just have a quick news about what is happening in the college and even in students. And this is one of your requirement to make a project proposal for funding. So this is just an example of the best project proposal I have made. It's a tropical fruit gene bank worth 5.8 million funded by CHED. Pero iniwan ko lang sa USEP, no? But I'm really glad that I am here. I am where I am now. And it's been enjoyable to almost 1 year in RMC. So, moving forward, kasi 3 minutes na lang ito yung mga websites. And there are also websites you can see, like I have said, the ResearchGate is one of the application websites where you can search for different scientists, researchers with their publication. So, ayan, going back. So I guess blogs and discussion groups, ayan, sa LinkedIn, and you will find a lot of blogs about just like personal or mga views from a writer's or scientific view. So the technical content of any publication is very crucial to the understanding of its intended audience. So like when you deal with co-researchers, co-academician, it's very different when you deal with farmers or layman or yung ordinary people who don't understand agriculture at all. So there are a lot, even lawyer na mismo, and then and medical doctor na mismo, but they have the resources like huge land to do it, but then they don't understand how to plant or how to manage an animal production. So I guess we'll continue this one. How to choose a journal and impact factor and citation analysis. Next meeting. And this one, I also have some notes on how to choose your manuscript because we're less than a minute. If you have some last words, you can ask and we can continue in the group chat, no? Kung dili pa mo katulogod. Yes? Anyone? Stephanie? Teresa?
Ma'am, natulog na ma'am.
Ingon guys.
Natulog.
Okay ra mo dara o basing natulog na mo?
Walang signal.
Wala ma'am, nag-listening.
Listening.
Pero ma'am, naminaw lang.
Okay, so after this actually no, after going through, so you can continue it within by yourself actually. So after this is yung question na no, and you're just going to click what is a research paper, and you're just going to click is it extensive search or systematic investigation. So let's try systematic investigation and then answer. Then they it's correct. Then you just proceed with the next question, which what are the avenues of the communication and science? We just previously discussed